Hey guys, have you guys wondered how people are making tons of money in the job? Probably you wanted to know how much everybody's making in the job, and because you are still trying to get into their stage, you're not making enough money in your current job. You wanted to find out what is the secret. How do you get into that level, and what are the different ways that you can take now that's going to yield a better paying job in the future. Right, so that's what I'm going to cover today. I'm going to give you 5 different ways that you could think about what's going to work out for you. There are multiple ways, but some of them might work out for somebody, but not everybody. So today I'm going to talk about those. First thing is the um, you know become a manager. So if you look for every companies, there are some kind of managers in there. Like maybe starts with the junior managers kind of level. There may be a levels, and then it goes all the way up to senior manager, senior executive, and all the way up. So why they always pay more for the manager's position? Because the management, people management, and also the project management, and all these things involves a lot of work and a lot of going back and forth, and a lot of fiddling around things, and making sure everybody is working suppose what they're supposed to do. And just like it helps the business to grow faster, and grow in a right way. So that's why they pay more to the managers. um, it could be like in your industry it could be less, but I'm talking about some of the like if it's less, just move on to an industry that pays better. Like if you're interested in a management position, there are you might be doing the same job in a different industry. If you really really love that industry, there where you're working, that pays less, just stick there, but stick around there, but not really. If you are not interested, it doesn't matter for you to go anywhere and work. Just move on to a different industry like banking, finance, or and technology industries, though, where the managers getting paid little more than other industries. So just think about that. This is one way to get a high paying job, become a manager. You need to be kind of talkative. You need to know how to persuade people, and you need to know how to delegate work. You need to know how to be a leader, right? Sometimes most of the managers I notice, not really a leaders, but if you are a leader at the same time you're a manager, that's a good combination. And also the business well, wherever you're going, which industry you're working, the business well, the people well, people's psychology, and how do you get things done with different kind of people, and how do you tackle there's so much of diversity in people, right? Not everybody will work the same way that you wanted them to work, right? They have their own schedule, and it's not really you can push them up too much, and they might have a comfort zone and all those things involved. So manager is the person that can kind of able to go around and all these things and get things done for the team, right? And also be a leader to the team. That is exactly, if you have those qualities, and if you don't have those qualities, just develop them. Understand what is needed, right? That's at the end of the day, like the business needs to make money, and business needs to get things done, and they don't want to get into trouble from regulators and stuff like that, or auditors and other external auditors, and all those things are involved. So understand those things, and then once learn more of these qualities, right? And then just synthesize that inside your mind. How do you tackle different problems, like solving a problem, all those things involved. So read a book and just watch videos, and then just start working on a job. That might help you too, like real world experience, right? That's a key here. So the first thing is to become a manager to get a high paying job, and then the second one is to become a salesperson. So you might wonder, like, salesperson, is that like, are you talking about are you like, the car salesperson, or somebody salesperson they're doing a part-time job or something like that? Not really, but you could take that in that way too. But salesperson in the sense that how to talk through and sell refrigerator to the Alaskan, right? Something like that. Those kind of salesperson I'm talking about. Like, as long as you have that skill set, or you don't have it, again, like, you can develop them. Nobody like comes with all the skills when they come to this world, and they just develop them, right? So you probably very scared of talking, or even if you have all these no skill at all, right? You do have something inside your mind. You could just push it, right? Push it, and then just make that come out of you, right? That's a sales, like becoming a better salesperson. And if you have that, like, you could open up YouTube videos, YouTube channel and stuff like that. But that's for the side. But for the for the job, getting a job, right? You have to go through interviews. And if you're really a good salesperson, you know how to sell yourself, right? So you can sell yourself, and then you go into a job, and then you can sell yourself to get promoted. You can sell, like, there is no end for it. Like, you keep going up, and you know how to talk to people, know how to interact, how to persuade them. It's kind of like a manager position, but you are kind of like you are trying to come up with all these points, right? Like, why you're good at what you're doing, and then how can you get this thing done, how can you improve that, and all those things. You're trying to sell those points to the other side of it, right? That is a salesperson I'm talking about. And the third one is the technology, programming, and tools. So if you notice, like, the high paying jobs, some of the high paying jobs are on the technology side of it, like a technical analyst, and technology people, like, who are programmers or developers, or analyst. Sometimes they call it analyst, but it's a app system programmer, or system programmer, system architect. There's so many titles out there, business analyst sometime. But but as long as you know some tools and technologies, right? Maybe how to work through Linux or Unix, right? And you could become a Unix admin, a Linux admin, right? And you can work from home, and that pays a lot of money. And you can look for technology companies, jobs on the technology companies on the Indeed.com or Dice.com or careerbuilder.com, or so many websites you can look through, simplyhire.com. All these things will have even sometimes the rates, right? So you can become a contractor to start with. And there's like so many jobs out there, but very few people, actually qualified people, right? You need to know those things well. And if you know a little bit of different things, you could still devise your resume in such a way that you kind of know all these things, and then you might get into some place, maybe a little less paying job, right? But that less paying job itself will be high paying in the sense that other industries pays less. So you'll be getting into that, and then you kind of go through inside that, understand what other people, what kind of skills other people have. And if you think that you have more than what they have, and the only advantage they have is they've been there for longer than you are there, if you think that's the only thing, then you can climb up the ladder so quickly. Just hang in there, and then just showcase your work, and that way, like, more visibility from senior management. So the only thing, the way that you can get a better job is to keep showcasing your work to the senior management, right? Senior leaderships, and whenever there's a chance to talk in the meetings, just give ideas. And sometimes if it clicks and then it really helped them to stop some $1 million loss or something for the company, you are right on the spot. So you would be recognized for that, and you will get into a next ladder right away. So that's how you just have to show your what's inside you. Just bring that out, right? Wherever you are, like technology, programming, and tools and technology you are using, keep up with the new technology and stuff like that. That way you you know exactly how do you be ahead of everybody else, right? That's one of the things that pays $100,000+ in a year. And you can once you get into that, you can actually go up the ladder. That's going to have like 10-20% every year. You can have increase in your salary and bonuses, right? That's a third one. And then fourth one is the something that it's emerging. It's been emerging for a while, and it's something called data analytics, right? You probably seen it, and data science, data scientist. Those are some of the role. And if you can understand the numbers, if you can analyze the numbers and then come up with patterns, or come up with some kind of visualization to showcase that as a report, as a output from your tons of data. Like, it's not going to be like Excel file, simple Excel file. It could start with simple Excel file, but it could have multiple millions of rows of data of different sources. It could be disparate sources coming from multiple places. You may have to merge them together. You need to know how to join them together in a proper way using keys and all those things. So you do need to know a little bit of technology, but not too much. But you do need to know a lot of data and data analysis and reporting. Sometimes deeper level, like machine learning, data science related work, and the visualization of that, and visual statistics sometimes, or just the modeling. It could involve so many things, but if you know all these things, or if you taken some YouTube videos or courses or master's degree in that, so you are a good fit for that. And just keep going in that direction, and just stick with probably like some focus, right? You could stick with the artificial intelligence, and then just coming up with the machine learning models and stuff like that. That could be your niche to grow within that, and you could find a job just within that same company, going in that direction. That's going to pay a lot, because not many people are trying to do that, right? That's a fourth thing. And the fifth thing is more of a strategy. It's not really like a area that you could focus on. The fifth thing is move around. If you are not being promoted in your job every year, so I'm not talking about in the beginning of your stage. Say you have 5 years experience and you are working in a place, and you're doing everything that you can, and you're contributing more than everybody else, but you're not getting promoted every year or every other year at least, right? If that's happening in the team, that means you're not they're not valuing your work, right? So it's not a good place for you to stay. So just move around, and there are thousands of places to work, and just move around, and to find another job that probably in that case you might be working less but making 20% more on the salary, and income will be 20% more, but you will work less. And do the same thing again, but you try to do it like once you reach like 10 years point, and you should be promoted every year, and then until you get to that level, like maybe a very high level that you are looking for, right? That level, you should have it like within that for 5 years after the first 5 years of experience, right? If you don't get to that level, you should be looking for that. Don't afraid to apply for that senior level position in other companies, and they might have a title but their salary might be same, but it's okay, you can move it there with the title on. So most people actually look for the title sometime, and also they ask you how much salary or they provided you on the other jobs, right? You don't need to disclose that all the time, but you could just move around. So the strategy is move around every year most of the time. Once you get to the point, just move around until you reach that goal, like your ultimate goal you might have, right? Then you could probably slow down. By the time you probably have kids and you don't want to move around a lot, right? I'm talking about move around within the same city, right? Same city but different companies, right? But if your place doesn't have many companies around, you just have one or two, then you can move around within the company to a different team, different department, right? There'll be another department. If nothing is there, it's time for you to move to a different city, because if you are getting 20% more, 30% more, think about if you work for 5 years, if you work for 4 years, is basically fifth year is free. Like 1 year, it saves 1 year. If you work for 5 years, it saves 1 year of your time, instead of working 20% less, right? So you can retire early 1 year, or it also helps you to get more money, and you can do more with that. You can invest that, you can make more out of that. So there's so many things it brings into your life. That's why getting the high-paying jobs is really critical for you and your family. And then you can ask your spouse to work also, at least for the beginning of the life, right? At least 5 to 10 years, you both work. That means you are accumulating double the amount of salary, right? And then just invest everything into a business, or invest real estate, or other things, and that way you kind of you are leading towards that financial freedom in 10 years, right after college. So that's a goal for this video. Like how do you get a better paying jobs to retire early, and then financially free quicker than everybody else. That is that's the end of it. And if you guys like this kind of video, just like the video, hit the like button. And if you have any questions on any of these strategies that I described, just leave a comment below, and we can see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.